Meanwhile, other people already seem to be on the moon. New Mexico's Democrat governor, Michelle Grisham, decided to demonstrate how girl math works for the entire country when she went full feminist mode to declare that Democrats don't need any male votes to win elections, saying at a Democrat National Committee meeting on Thursday about the upcoming 2028 presidential election, if women, Democratic women, just show up and vote, we're good. We don't need any of the men. End quote. Now, while I start off by acknowledging that some men out there do vote Democrat, let's look at the actual claim that she just made, which is that Democrats don't need any men to vote for them in order to win. Here's how actual mathematics works. The reality is that half of the people in this country are men. Half. So if none of them vote Democrat, which is the scenario that she is describing, then at best, Democrats and Republicans would be neck and neck with each other, and it would come down to how the Electoral College broke down. And that is only if you do not take into account that many women out there actually do vote Republican, leaving Democrats, in the world that she envisions at least, with a large chunk of female voters, and that's it, trying to outweigh and beat all of the other demographics combined. So the claim that Democrat women by themselves are enough to carry an election without any men defies the laws of mathematics. But if you ignore the stupidity of the claim that she actually made and try to strongman her own case for her, bless your heart, and try to help the poor dear out, it is true that as the trends currently stand, Democrats are becoming more and more dependent on feminist voters who have been the driving force behind many of that party's recent victories. Both of the Democrat governors, Abigail Spanberger in Virginia and Mikie Sherrill in New Jersey, won based off of overwhelming support from women, while receiving far weaker but vital support from men. And young mothers are now being murdered at bus stops in Virginia as a result of liberal women's incorrect assessment of the situation. In fact, Spanberger won the support of 65% of the female voters, meaning, conversely, that 35% of them voted against her. Those would be the unicorns that I mentioned earlier, females who vote Republican. But Spanberger also won 48% of the men, belying the claim that no men are necessary. Sherrill had very similar numbers, carrying 62% of women and receiving support from 49% of men. This trend holds true nationally as well. According to the Public Policy Institute of California, women are substantially more likely to identify with the Democrat Party than men are. And women also vote at higher rates than men do. In the 2024 election, approximately 91.3 million women cast their ballots, compared with only 82.6 million men. So, more than 9 million extra women showed up to vote in that race. And Kamala still lost both the Electoral College and the popular vote. An associate professor of public policy at the University of North Carolina, Rebecca Kreitzer, noted a difference in priorities between the sexes as well, writing, "Women consistently rank healthcare, education, and social safety nets as top priorities, while men more frequently emphasize economic growth, national security, and fiscal responsibility. According to Ms. Kreitzer, this modern-day sex gap first emerged during the 1980 presidential election of the great Ronald Reagan, and it has only steadily widened ever since then, growing from a relatively modest 4 to 6 point difference in the 1980s to roughly triple that at a 12 to 15 point difference in most races by 2020. The effects of the sex gap are unnecessarily amplified by the additional reality that women do participate in elections at higher rates than men do, a fact which men can change at any time. Venting online does not change anything. Voting does. If you want to be in control, you have to go to the ballot box. That's the equation. According to the Center for American Women and Politics at Rutgers University, women have registered and voted at higher rates than men in every presidential election since 1980. Given that they still lost despite this fact, the DNC's recent 2024 election autopsy recommended that Democrats deploy male messengers, address economic concerns, and don't assume identity politics will hold male voters of color, end quote. But despite this warning, most of the party seems to share Grisham's girl math thinking. I am woman, hear me roar. The thinking that tells them that women are all that they need, even though this is demonstrably not true. Others, however, are aware of the reality, and as women have become the most reliable voting bloc for the Democrat Party, their strategists are searching for ways to attract men to their cause, seeing this as the key to securing dominance.